I need all the wins.
Welcome back to another episode of Get to Know the Sevens in the Sun. This time we're going to have another referee that will be, or match official that will be in Villarreal Sant Antonio to ref some of the games in the Algarve Sevens 2022. With me, Diogo Miranda. He's a former Portuguese international for the Sevens and now a match official. He made the transition, which is very rare in Portugal, that some former big players go and grab the whistle. And he's here today to talk about his experience in Algarve Sevens as a player, but most importantly, why become a referee and how do he envisions this Algarve Sevens. Diogo, thank you for coming for the show. It's going to be your first Algarve Sevens as a referee. You play there twice, as you told me before the show. What do you expect as your first experience as a match official in a tournament that is in June, in the middle of the hot sun and teams that want to prepare for the World Cup?
Well, before anything else, I'd like to thank you for the invitation. Well, obviously, this has been such of a journey since I made the transition to be a referee. My previous experience in Algarve Sevens as a player were like unforgivable. So the first time Zé Diogo, the tournament organizer, asked me to put up a team to represent the Navigators, which is the local team sponsored by the organizer. It was a good experience because I was trying to have a double role as a captain and as a coach. Just with Portuguese players on the first season, the first time we went to the tournament. On the second season, it was a different experience because we had the Sevens legends Waisali Serevi as a coach. We had some foreigners as well, so different experience, but unforgivable as well. This time as a ref, and as I said, it has been such a how can I say, different and enriching journey. I have been refereeing a lot of guys that played with me in the national team, played against me 100 times throughout my career, and looking forward to what's going to happen in Algarve. It's definitely going to be a high-performance tournament. A lot of teams, by the view of the teams that have been confirmed, it's going to be tough for everyone. And for the match officials, it will be no different because the level will be high and we need to be at our best. For me, as a former Sevens player and now having a chance of refereeing a Sevens tournament, it's going to be a big challenge and trying to be in the game, but trying not to touch the ball.
Talking about that, why did you make the transition? Most people don't think about it. They go to coaching kids or coaching seniors or just becoming a fan or go for the administration job, but you went for the whistle. Why? And are you prepared to whistle some games of Sevens?
That question has been asked a lot of times on the past months. I actually thought a lot about it during the last seasons that I've played, club level or international level, and I have actually started refereeing 5 or 6 years ago. So under 12s and the 14s and the 16s, and I always enjoyed the experience. And when I was watching rugby matches on the TV, I always tried to put myself on the referee's position. And in fact, I have tested as well being a coach, not for long. I have coached in the 16s for 1 season, helping at that time Bruno Nifu in Belenenses many years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago. And I didn't like the experience, actually. So I kind of put the coach position apart and I focus on the refereeing. And so far, so good. I'm enjoying it. I can see that obviously I'm benefiting of the fact of everyone knows me as a player, so I kind of feel that I'm having that respectful experience by the players. But from now on, I need to keep working and try to be the best that I can. And I have no complaints about the attitude that everyone is having with me.
Well, talking about your referee experience, it's your second year or third year as a ref, if I'm not wrong. Correct me.
Honor division or senior division. It's the second season. I have referenced second division 2 games last season, and this season it's the first time I'm full officiating senior level. Yeah.
Okay, so talking about that, yesterday, the last show we talked with Mike Mulroy. He's going to work with you at Algarve 7. He's the match official director.
With Mike,
as to say, yeah. What advice could you give to the players that are going to be there in the tournament? You as a player, and you as a ref, what could make things more fluid for the players who are going to challenge in the elite or men and women division?
Well, I having such a long career in the sevens experience, I have to say that these kind of tournaments are perhaps the best opportunities to make you improve as an individual and as a rugby sevens player, because the pressure of being an international tournament is not there. But we have to take it that way and feel like it's, as I said, it's the best opportunity you have to practice your basic skills, or your tackling technique, your catch and pass, your vision on the space and looking for what's in front of you. And I think Algarve Sevens has proven that. We've been having a lot of great teams. We've had like invitational teams that go around the world and make the best tournaments that exists. So that puts you in another level and gives you an extra responsibility on everyone and every player that will be involved.
Okay, so good advice. Diogo, going back to your first steps as a referee some years ago, did you whistle some games from sevens, or you went directly for 15s or 13s for the youth tournaments? What was your first times with the 7-a-side?
So when I think the first time that I refereed something was the Kiko Rosas tournament, which is a youth tournament that happens every year in the memory of a young kid that died really young, that was a rugby player. And at that time, under 14s and under 12s, they played, some of them played sevens. So it was like a small sevens experience. And apart from that, I've been refereeing, so 15 aside. I never had an experience of an international or invitational sevens tournament like this one. I'll be in Belgrade in 4th and 5th of June for my first international experience as a sevens player. So the week before, it will be like a good preparation and a good test for me. And I, from now on, people that need to be in charge of evaluating my skills need to see if I'm good enough for sevens, or I'll just need to stick as a 15-a-side ref.
What do you think it makes a good sevens ref, in your opinion? Because it's different, the 15 from the sevens, because of the speed of the game and the speed of the decisions you have to make. But what makes different from a ref from each code, if we want to say it like this?
From what I've seen and I've heard from the most experienced refs and performance reviewers, as Mike, for example, it's different. The guidelines are different on the way you manage the game, because everything in sevens, it's quicker and faster. So your decisions need to be quicker and faster. For example, just a brief example on the breakdown. Usually, if you see a sevens game, the ref won't take too long, like a half a second or a second, to make a decision and blow the whistle. In 15s, that may take long. They may perhaps give advantage and let the game go and see what happens. So that's the first thing. It's how you manage the game and how fast you think and make decisions. And the other thing, it's obviously the physical conditioning, because the game is faster for everyone, even for the refs. So you need to be ready to make that quick acceleration, follow the game, and be close enough. Because if you're not close enough when you get there, a lot of things may have happened already, and you will be not seeing the first thing that you should see.
Okay, so very good knowledge about the differences, so you can understand the people at home what makes it different to ref a sevens game. Diogo, you played in Algarve sevens. You talked about already about the Navigators experience, for to say. What memories did you hold dearest to you in Vila Real Sant Antonio and the 2 times you went there?
Well, I think the first memory that comes to my mind, it's on the first time we went there. We beat New Zealand Metro on the first day, and the lovely crowd from Vila Real Sant Antonio was cheering for us very loud and clear. As I said, we had a full Portuguese team, and on the same tournament, Portugal national team was there as well. So it was kind of a mix between guys that were getting too old to be on the national team like me, and other guys that were like on the second line of players trying to fight for their position on the squad. So we all have had something to prove, and that first day of our first participation in Algarve Sevens will always be in my memory as one of the best ones.
Yeah, okay. And was LA Serevi was one of the ambassadors. It was the second year with the Navigators, if I'm not wrong.
It was very funny. It was because actually I've played against Serevi in the World Circuit whilst I was still a player for the National Sevens.
When?
2009, perhaps. So he was already old at the time, but he was still playing. I recall there's one thing on my mind about Serevi was I recall Pedro Leal stepping him on the 5 corridor line against him, and Serevi was playing as a sweeper for Fiji. But there's one thing that it was really different from his managing our team. He came to us like before every game or on the halftime and say, "They are not good. They are making you. You are making them feel good." But he was only putting the responsibility on us on how much the other team could be good enough to beat us. It was a different way of thinking the game, because obviously you make a lot of video analysis, you see how they play, how they kick off, how they make the lineouts, but he was putting all the efforts and all the focus on ourselves, and that was something that I took from him, and it can be applied on sports and in life as well. So it was a good experience as well.
Well, it's a good experience and a good story for the fans at home. Joe, after all the 2 times in Algarve Sevens, now we transition to referee. We talked already about what you expect, but what is your goal in Vila Real Sant Antonio? Have you set any goal for you in the tournament? What do you hope to achieve there?
When I first started refereeing senior division this season, I had a brief conversation with one of the members of the referees committee on the Portuguese Union. He asked me what my goals were as a ref. And I said that after what I have the chance to achieve as a player, as a ref, I always have to set my goals high. That means going into Vila Real Sant Antonio, obviously I'll have the main goal or refereeing as much games as I can and the highest level that I can. Meaning I'll try to be very focused, very good on my performances, so that maybe Mike will give me the chance of refereeing a final.
Oh, a final would be cool. And you are one of the few Portuguese referees that will be there, so we hope to see you whistle one of the finals. About that, when you went in 2019 and 2018 and 2019, you talked with elite players or the other guys in the Open Invitation. So it's a mixed tournament of almost social rugby, but competitive and serious rugby. So you have to change mindsets from going from one game to another. Are you prepared for that challenge?
Well, I think actually I am. As you said, it's kind of a mixed environment between the teams that are there for social rugby. I would say it like that, with no negative effect, and the other ones are trying to play top elite level and to prepare to something bigger. And it's funny because you have it both. Obviously, if you go to the elite tournament, everyone is there for the same. Everyone has a different goal or a different purpose that it's bigger than just being there at that moment. But obviously, there are other teams that go there just to enjoy themselves. It's end of the season here in Portugal, especially for the Portuguese teams that set their journey down south to Algarve. They are trying to play some good rugby, but have a good time. But apart from the team's goals or the players' goals, everywhere we refer, it doesn't matter if it's elite, it's open men, open women, or the under 19s and below. We need to be with high standards for everyone. I think that's the main responsibility that all the match officials must have.
Okay, so it's good. It's been a very good interview. It's not because he's Portuguese or I know him from many years ago. It's been a good interview because we are talking about what makes a good referee or what makes a great tournament. Seeing it like this, and you played in countless sevens tournaments, the majority for the World Series for the national team, but some invitational. Why is Algarve Sevens a good tournament in your opinion? Why it makes such a good reputation by it?
Obviously, when you evaluate a sevens tournament, you have to set some matters that will make the difference. First, obviously, the location and the facilities, which are incredible, no doubt about it. Then the teams, and if you see by the teams that, as I said it before, that were part of the two tournaments, you can see that everyone is putting a big effort, from the organization till the teams themselves, to be there and be a good tournament for preparation, or to just improve your levels, or just to test something or test players. So I think that's having all this together. So the facilities, the organization, the amount of teams, the quality of the teams, there's no doubt that this will be, and it has been before on the 2 years before, a great tournament. And obviously, that's being in front of the beach with such a great weather. It's something that you maybe cannot get everywhere in the world. So that's a plus.
Oh, that's a big plus. I like going for the memory lane. You were captain for the national team, for the Sevens national team. You played a long time there. You talked about that memory with Wassily Serevi in one of the tournaments in 2009, but what is the biggest memory or the best memory you have from your whole years in the seven side?
My whole career, I've had many ups and downs, as everyone. I think one that everyone will remember was the time that we draw against New Zealand in Hong Kong in 2015, I guess. 2015.
Yeah.
This is one of the best years that I've had in Portugal Sevens. We were trying to qualify for Rio Olympics. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it. But that year we have played 15 tournaments from October till July. So it was a long season. And that moment in particular was very good because no one was expecting it, actually. And Nuno Sousa Guedes, if he sees this interview, he will be happy that I call his name out loud now, because it was a great sidestep against New Zealand and a great try at the end. Everyone on the south stand in Hong Kong, everyone that knows that stadium knows what that means. We're standing and shouting loud and clear. So it's something that will be in my memory. There's many others, but this one is special.
It's gold. That one is
Yeah.
gold for everyone in Portugal. Um, in this career that you're starting as a referee, I know the main focus of most of the guys is go out there and match official some of the big games. We have seen Paul Duarte nowadays doing it for the sevens. What is your goal in the next 3 years if you have some already written?
Um, well, obviously, Paulo, it's a great example, a good friend as well. So if he's listening to this, a big cheers and a hug for him that he's actually living at the US now. As I said, my first international experience will be in 3 weeks in Belgrade. I hope that may be one little step of the big stairs that I may have to climb if I want to reach something higher. I will not say, because I could compromise myself, what are my goals. Obviously, if you ask me, would you honestly would like to go back to the world circuit as a ref? 100%. I'm not sure if the family will hold it for me going back and stay away from home again, but obviously it's a dream. So I'm not saying that I will be frustrated if I don't get it, because I won't, but it's obviously a dream. I know how difficult it is. I know that there's one thing that goes against me, is that I have started a bit older than I should. So usually refs started match officiating much younger than I'm actually starting. So, but obviously that's my dream. If I can reach an international level, refereeing some divisions a bit higher, it will be cool. But as I said, not frustrated if I don't get it. I'm good.
Well, big dreams, and the people who know you in Portugal as a player, and some out there, know that you can go for the hurdle, you can go for the mile. We're on the last two questions. I already told you what advice could you give to the players in the field. What are you going to be looking to players to not do, and something they have to do, in your opinion?
Okay. I think that technically wise, you are saying.
Technically, yes.
One thing that referees don't like to have to judge, but it happens a few times, it's foul play. So everything that it's contact with the head, spire tackle, shoulder charges, everything it makes the referee be really focused and try to take some hard decisions, which we are there to do it. So I'm just saying it. So if I can avoid some of them to happen, to players to think twice before they do something silly, and following that, a good advice for me is I try to do it as a player, and as a ref, I look for it. It's try to technically do everything as most perfect as you can. Once you go into the contact, or you're cleaning a rack, or you receive and pass the ball, everything that if you try to look for the perfection in every small little details, it will make the referee's role much easier, and the game will be cleaner for everyone. That's my advice.
Okay, good advice. Diogo, how could you define the Algarve Sevens in 3 words?
In 3 words. Sunny. How can I say? I'm trying to. That's my Portuguese brain working.
Say in Portuguese, and we'll get there.
Tough.
Okay.
And unforgettable.
Okay, the last one was very strong. That one. Okay, Diogo, last message for the people at home watching the show, that can be players or fans or coaches or your fellow referee friends. Please, some words to finish this great interview.
Okay, so everyone at home, from someone that has been around for a long time, that has been had the experience of leaving the Algarve Sevens. If you have the chance, come and watch. Bring your family, bring your friends. You will definitely have a good time, no matter what role you are playing. If you're a player, a match officiating, or a fan, or a friend of a fan, or everyone will definitely have a good time. And this is a tournament that will be in your minds, and it's something that you should try at least once. And once you try it once, you want it to go again. So it's only tough to go the first time.
Okay, so this was Get to Know Your Sevens in the Sun. Today was with Diogo Miranda. He is one of the match officials that will be in Algarve 7, the 12th and 11th and 12th of June. A former great player for the Portuguese Sevens, and Belenenses Rugby, who is on the final. This episode will come out after the final, but I know Diogo will be with a big focus on it. Thank you again for coming. See you next time. Hope that you can come and experience the best sevens tournament in Portugal. Thank you. See you again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I need all